What's great is Santi coming back to you guys with another one. Recognizing the game, episode 33. Black Flag. Yatu Sagas, you know what it is. So, this is Semen Retention and the God Concept Part 1. And as I've stated before, these videos are a rehashing of ones that I've done previously, but I wanted to retouch on them because they're connected to videos that I'll be doing in the future. But I'm retouching on all of the videos that I've done, and then I'm going to be taking things in another direction, which will encompass things that I've already touched on in these videos. What I wanted to talk about is this, because I'm not a Christian. I'm an individual who engages in scholarship, but what a lot of people who are Christians do not realize about themselves is that there is a high level of unawareness of who they are on a soul level. There's a scripture and it states that ye are gods and are children of the Most High. Now, there are many different types of God concepts, and for me, mine is merely nature and nature alone. But a lot of people's idea of God comes from their own imagination, but it's not something that they've created in their own imagination as much as it is something that has been implanted in their mind based off of the religions they ascribe to. And none of these religious identifications are those that they have chosen on their own, or anything that they can really consciously or intellectually discuss from within themselves. They reference the ideas or the conditioning of their family, the society, and or the dogma of their religious congregation, whether it be a pastor, bishop, minister, or whomever is in the religious leadership. Whatever these individuals have implanted in their minds, they have pretty much identified with their notion. It's become a part of their identity. And so for a lot of people, this concept of God has been an individual outside of themselves whom created the heavens and the earth. It's not stemming from anything that's based in reality, because none of these individuals can give you an image of God based on personal experience. God is merely a blurred image in their mind. So when they speak on God, or whom they perceive God to be, it's really just coming from a place inside their being. It's not coming from their soul. More so the fragmented parts of themselves that their identity has been built around, that comes from conditioning. So based on a person's religious beliefs, they cannot think outside of the framework of their religion. They can't even intellectualize concepts outside of that because their thinking is limited. So with their thinking being limited, they lack the ability to think beyond the reality in which they've been conditioned to see. And because of this, there is a veil. So this video was initially done for my boy, Jay the Chosen One. You know what I'm saying? This is for him and those comments that people were making on one of his videos because he chose to view himself as God. But that's the most self-knowledge based understanding that anyone can ever have, simply for the fact that no individual outside of you has told you that it is God, has given you a name and come forth and said that I am God without a doubt. Because if that was being done, then there would be no space for belief. You would not have to have belief because you would know truth. If God is your father, how are you not to be him? Take out all of that imagination bullshit and the fact that, oh, you as a human being, you can't create a planet, you can't create a star. First of all, a lot of you all don't know. You all don't know who created it. You weren't there to witness it. Being the fact that you weren't there to witness it and you didn't witness the being that did it, how can you say, or how can you sit there and say who it was that created it? You can't. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself, so cut the bullshit. You feel me? Like, you're lying to yourself, and this is what a lot of people are doing. Know that ye are gods. You can create and manifest in this reality, in this human experience. You are a soul in a body. The concept that people have of God is merely an idea. It's a concept. It's a concept. That means it's not based in reality. It's a projection. It's an idea. It is a creation of the mind to make understanding of that which cannot be explainable and give you a context to which you can identify with it. So to put things into perspective, when you were born, you had no concept of God. You had no idea of God. You didn't even have an identity. You were just a child who was influenced by your sensory emotions. And your mind wanted to immerse itself in the natural world. You didn't have a God concept. You didn't have a belief system. You didn't even have thought forms. So with recognizing that, why would you not be born with a God concept already if God is real? Put quotations around real. If God is real, which is reality, which is concrete, why would you need somebody to teach you about that? You were born with everything that you needed already. If you were born with 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, 2 arms, 2 legs, healthy and in balance, why were you not born with a God concept? Because you didn't need it. So then when you come across semen retention and you start feeling more of that self-empowerment, why? Because you're starting to go back within. You're starting to go back to your original state. You're going back to your original state, which is whole and complete. When you're not being dictated by sexual desires and not chasing women. You're not being caught up in things. You as a child naturally went within already. So shout out to Jay the Chosen One, always. Shout out to him and individuals whose eyes are really open and who can understand this, because a lot of people are quick to get offended and want to defend something as if they defend an idea as if they created it themselves, as if they own it. Because when you get beyond the God concept and start understanding things from within, this is not something you can fake. This shit isn't a game. This ain't no game. So I'll be speaking more in this concept. And I'm going to finish it off with this. In ancient Kemet, which is the origins of Christianity and the other Western religions, which the spiritual system was co-opted during colonization by Egyptology and became Europeanized. Most people know Kemet as Egypt, but it states in the Book of the Dead, to know thyself is to know the gods. However, they did not use the term God. They used Neteru, which essentially means nature, your nature, the nature of things. But what else did they say? Know thyself and ye shall know the gods. Know thyself and ye shall know God. And this is what I mean by recognizing the game. Love. Salute.